my name's Chase Fisher. I'm president of the 5 Points Cultural Commission. If you've never been to 5 Points, welcome. You are standing right in the middle of it. When I first moved back to Montgomery about 6 years ago, I was looking just for kind of new experiences and new places to go that I hadn't experienced before, and kind of just stumbled across 5 Points and was immediately just taken by, I mean, if you look behind you, the scenery overlooking the city, the cool old buildings, the great old Victorian houses back in Cottage Hill, and immediately just started to kind of get a vision for what this neighborhood could be. As I started to look more into the history of the neighborhood, there's a really fascinating background of this being kind of the center of Jewish culture. There were 2 synagogues that were just down the street. And the building right here to the left on the front says the Eli Capilouto building. And Eli Capilouto is actually now the president of the University of Kentucky. And his great-granddad had a fruit stand down on Dexter and always dreamed of coming up and starting a store somewhere up here. So they had their houses just behind these buildings going down Goldthwaite, and then these stores right in front. And so Eli, the great-grandson, talks about his grandmother grabbing on to the back of the lightning route as it came right up the street while she had her roller skates on and riding it up to the top of the hill. So there's just kind of these interesting stories. And then obviously the Selma to Montgomery March Trail comes directly through here. There's stories about how the marchers stopped in a lot across the street and prayed before they went on the last leg of the trip because they had no idea what they were going to encounter as they went down into that. And there have been some business owners who have been up here for a really long time. Annie Pearl Burton, who's not here today, but this is her hair salon over here, has been up here for around 40 years. Bob Chipman, with this building on the left for around 20 years. So there's a lot of history here and things that have been going on and people who have been working in this neighborhood and community for a while. So we don't propose to be ones who are coming in and making everything right. It's more of building on a legacy of what's already having been built over time. I would say that people have been waiting for a long time for someone to do something with these commercial buildings along Goldthwaite. And in 2015, we pulled together a group of community members, some of who are right over here, who are on our board, and said, we're going to be the ones who are going to start to do something. So we started a nonprofit called 5 Points Cultural Commission. We got a national grant from a group called Art Place America. Then that was matched locally, and we've had other donors join in over time. And we've been kind of just cultivating the vision, a community-oriented vision for what we wanted to see up here, and about really creating a diverse, community-oriented arts and cultural district that really serves the needs of the community and works to bring people together rather than pushing people out and driving them apart. So we're renovating 3 buildings along Goldthwaite Street. The renderings are over here to my left, and each of them have construction fencing around them. So the garage just behind the building here, and then 2 buildings on the north end up here as well, one that formerly said Atmosphere of Jesus and one that says BJ's Grocery. So in all, we'll have about 6 to 9 different spaces that will then be subleasing to restaurants and retail and things like that. And if you would like any information on leasing, you can talk to Clay McInnes about that, who's going to be handling that piece of it. I think it's easy for us to forget a lot of times that the purpose of development is really about people and serving the needs of people and bringing community together. And so that's been one of the things that really sets this project apart, is that we have made an intentional effort and slowed our development even because of this to really get with members of the community to work on details as far as design and street lighting and specific tenants that they want to see in these places. And the feedback has really been incredible. So we now feel like we're actually moving forward with something that's a community-oriented vision as opposed to something that is just a group of people that are doing what they want to see and imposing that on a community. So we're excited about that piece. At every turn, we're being racially and socioeconomically conscious. So from everything from the tenants that we have in the spaces to who we hire to do work, all these type of things are things that we're thinking about and really doing development in an equitable way. So the last thing that I would say, and then I'll pass it to Kevin for a minute, is that it's a real challenge to bring an entire neighborhood back from the brink, a whole strip of buildings. And that is really what we're working on, and it's not something that we can do alone. So we've got incredible projects that are also complementary that are going on. EJI the Memorial to Peace and Justice, which has been announced, and then some others that are yet to be announced, but that are also in the area, that we're really excited to see that happen. But I would say that, in order for this community to really thrive, and in order for our city to thrive, we really need people to be starting things. Whether it's starting a business idea they've been thinking about, or doing public art, or whatever skills they have that they want to bring to the table, that is really what's most important, and what we need, and that if that happens, then this neighborhood can really thrive once again. So thank you. We're excited about it. You can follow the progress on Instagram at 5pointsmgm. If you'd like any more answers about the project in particular, you can talk to me, Kevin, Johnny. And if you'd like any information on leasing, as I said, you can talk to Clay McInnes on that. Thanks. Kevin?
All right. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Kevin King. I've had the privilege the last 10 years of working west of here with Common Ground Montgomery, living in the Washington Park community. I came here not necessarily knowing, as a board member, what I was getting myself involved in, but Chase and I kind of been knowing each other for a few years, and we've worked together on other things in West Montgomery. So coming here, one of the things I was mostly concerned about, understanding as we have been working with youth and families in West Montgomery, the missing component in our community was economic development. And so I really came here to learn. I came here to learn about all of the things that are going on here. Chase and I have had the opportunity to fly to Phoenix and the Twin Cities to speak at conferences dealing with creative placemaking in the racialized South. Naturally, working with an organization in West Montgomery whose mission is not only to invest in youth and families, but one of the things that we do is try to bring people together. So I wanted to work on a project that would not only develop this area as an arts and cultural district, but that would really bring people together in an equitable way. I'm also an artist. I'm a visual artist, and for the past 3 years, as I've gone to different art shows and parties, one of the things I've realized quickly is that minorities in this city in certain sectors are very underrepresented. And to have the opportunity to work with the project that would ensure that we're doing things in an equitable way and that we're bringing people together and not continuing to leave people out on the margins of society, that's very important to me. It's my life mission. It's what I've been doing for the past 10 years. And so that's the reason I'm here. I've enjoyed working on the project with Clay and the rest of the board members, and I'm just looking forward to seeing the completion of this project. Thank you.
Speaking about the completion, what's the time frame for some of our tenants to be able to move in?
6 to 8 months.
6 to 8 months. So towards the fall, we'll be able to sit out and enjoy the beautiful scenery and overlook the city and have a little sample of some food and some beverage.
That's right.
That's great. We would be excited to do that.